Hi, my name's Simon and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a psychic medium, tarot reader and intuitive, and I'm going to be doing a reading for the sign of Taurus. So I hope that you enjoy my style of reading and that you will come back and watch again. But in the meantime, as I say, this is a reading for the sign of Taurus with April, May birthdays. And let's see what Spirit wants to say to Taurus. So Spirit, please show us what you want. Okay, we've got our first card out of the gate. And it's the Six of Pentacles for Taurus. Whoops. The Six of Pentacles. There we go. And so it makes me feel that you have been trying very hard to work on yourself, to work on your higher chakras. By higher chakras, I'm talking your solar plexus, willpower, your heart, your throat, your third eye. It feels like you have given more attention to perhaps your spiritual side, a little bit more than your bodily side, so to speak. It also feels here like you have been aiming high or higher, which is a good thing because to a certain extent you've cleared a path for yourself. Suddenly, of course, because we're all caught up in this situation with the coronavirus, that you might have cleared a pathway for yourself and had an idea of where you were heading, and then well, that's now been blocked for a little while. But it feels to me like the blockage is not going to be there for too long. It feels like you're finding your way out of the blockages so that you can continue to be focused on what it is that you're trying to achieve. It also feels to me like you're actually balancing your money fairly well at this present moment, and that will come in useful, obviously, later on. My sense is a younger person around you is coming out of themselves as well, like a coming out of a chrysalis, turning into a butterfly. And I feel with that young person, you may still be trying to hold on in some way, or keep a thread, or slight reins on them. And I would encourage you actually to let them fly. Let them fly, because they're quite ready to, and they want to. I feel a lot of you guys, you Taurians, might be going through your household and deciding what you want to keep and what you actually want to throw out, making your life a bit lighter, and therefore you're making your head lighter at the same time. I'm getting a vibe for modern things at the moment, a feeling for wanting to be surrounded by smooth surfaces, not much on the surfaces, not too much clutter, although you do like a little bit. there's a feeling here of bits and pieces that you've been given or collected, and that it's very difficult to let go of those. So, you know, push yourself to let go of what you can at the moment, and don't feel too guilty about what you can't let go of just at this time. I have a sense here as well of railway tracks, but the railway tracks feel like they've got quite a lot of green growth going on around them, and so it feels like somewhere you've wanted to go for some time, and maybe it's been difficult for you to plan to go there, possibly wanting to revive something that you've outgrown. And now to revive this is not so easy because of our present circumstances, but it's still on your mind. I feel like a lot of you are actually in a relationship, and you're quite happy to give of yourselves at the moment. You're quite happy to help people. You're quite happy to open up. Oh, here we go. Another card for us. You're quite happy to open up and share. I don't get the feeling that you're too shy and want to retreat into your own space just now. I get the opposite feeling, really. And you want to show yourself as somebody who can be counted on. And you definitely can be counted on. Here looks to me like Taurians. Two things really. On one level, you are feeling strong. You're feeling pretty positive. And a lot of you are getting out there and doing things to help people around you, and making yourself count. I get a feeling, a few Taurians, you may be connecting with motorway intersections. You may find access to main roads a lot easier than you did. I get the feeling, I'm looking at your feet actually. Do some of you have big feet for your height? But your feet are standing out to me at the moment. So possibly you're connecting to some form of shoe wear that's a little bit on the bulky side, or bulky slippers. It feels like you're here, there and everywhere actually. I feel you've got a lot to offer at the moment, and you're keeping busy. You definitely are keeping busy. Definitely helping people. I get the impression as well that I see a little pot to one side, and there is growth in that pot. So you may be tucking a little bit of money away to one side in cash form. You may be protecting a little pot that you've been growing, connected to your finances. At the same time, though, I get protection around a relationship as well. Like you don't want too much outside interference, so you're quite protective of your relationship right now. Many of you Taurians might find for some reason your hair's becoming thicker. Yeah, feels like there's a lot going on with hair at the moment for Taurians. I get the impression that you want to be in a colourful setting, literally. You may not realise this yet, but it looks to me like you're tapping into a source which may show itself around May time, and that source could actually end up blooming for you. In other words, there could be an area of your working life that is starting to show a little bit of promise. There may be a woman connected to you in your work environment that is proving to be fairly helpful, who wants to give you a helping hand. This may show itself more in May, I think. Also, I am feeling engagement rings here. Maybe some of you are choosing a gemstone or semi-precious stone with a reddish colour, something like a ruby perhaps. But yes, I'm quite clearly seeing engagement ring here. Okay, for some reason Spirit is telling me that a lot of you may find problems with electric toothbrushes. You may find that the toothbrush runs out of battery power, or it's just no longer useful, and therefore why not go back to an old-fashioned toothbrush, is what I'm hearing. Some of you may find discomfort around the colon area, difficulties perhaps with going to the loo. I think there's a need here to try and give your stomach a little break from any heavy foods, just to recover yourselves a little bit. I feel I've got memories around a lake, that I want to visit a lake area. Or you want to visit a lake area. But of course that's needing to be put off. But you may have the opportunity to do it around August. Okay, let's see what else. I mean, at the moment, especially for Taurian ladies, you're very vibrant at the moment, very vibrant. I'm getting a connection here to another female energy. Queen of Swords, could be a man though, because the energies are interchangeable between the knights, the queens and the kings. But the feeling here is you're very vibrant personality, as I said. You're very busy, you're very giving, you're very loving. At the same time, I don't think you suffer fools gladly. And my sense is that there is someone around you who might be testing your patience. This feels like it's a relationship that keeps wanting to come closer and closer in, and you may want to keep that relationship at arm's length. But it's not easy, because it feels to me you are linked in some ways to this person that you find difficult. On another level, I feel your word is your bond, and especially so at the moment. It's like whatever you agree to, you have to stick to. You may feel you have to stick to it. That pressure may be coming from yourself. I do get a feeling here for waterfalls. Yeah, I get a feeling for waterfalls, and I feel that could be you as well. You may have very, very emotional days where you're feeling for no reason very tearful, whether you're a man or a woman. But there's a lot of emotion on the inside here. It's manageable for you because you are pretty good on the whole at handling your emotions. You're stronger than you think, Taurus. However, at this moment in time, you may want to cry on your own behind closed doors. Let out your emotions. It could be because you're so busy and thinking of other people and trying to get a lot done, putting yourself under pressure to achieve or meet certain targets every day. Yes, it may be a lot to handle at the moment, and so you need your quiet time behind closed doors so you can just let go. Let go and blow off some steam. If you're in a relationship, it feels to me like you're quite busy people, quite outgoing people. And on the whole, you balance each other out. But right now, one of you may need to take the lead to give the other one a little break, actually. Just a little break. Okay. Within yourself, you may be more down about your situation than you're actually letting on to anybody around you. Doesn't look to me like you want to lay your problems on somebody else's door, and it doesn't feel like you want to air your dirty washing. So you're keeping a lot to yourself. I think you understand completely that we're at a point of major change, and it's hard to imagine that life is becoming what it is. So I do think there's a bit of you have to give yourself a little bit of time and space to accept what's going on, what's happening, and I think you're going to need a little bit of time as well to think what are you going to do? How are you going to cope with this? But to me, it's so much more emotional with you guys. You may also be concerned about a mother. You may be concerned about her health. Okay. For any of you who are watching this and have a Jim in spirit, I very, very strongly feel that Jim wants to let you know he's around. He's around you. He's around the family. So much love coming from the name of Jim. Okay, many options at the moment. It feels to me actually as well that, by the way, you've handled something very, very recently. You've watched your words. You haven't let your temper get the better of you somehow. So you're taking yourself in that situation to a far better place in the near future, where I feel that you will acknowledge that you did the right thing, that by holding back and not going to war, so to speak, it's brought you out. It's brought you out to a place where you can reap the rewards of whatever it is you've held back. Communication that you've held back on, thoughts that you've held back on. A very wise move on your part, I feel, even though on the inside you've probably felt very differently. So we have the energy, the underlying energy of the Five of Cups. And obviously the 5 and then the 6, we go from the 5 to the 6, which is the energy that's around at the moment. And so it feels like you are finding those extra strengths that you find at a moment of crisis. Suddenly you've got way more energy than you realized you did. And I feel, Taurus, you are giving your all at the moment, unselfishly moving things forwards, sort of carrying out a plan. From wherever you are, you must be reaching out to a lot of people over social media, but it does feel like communication is very busy. You may be working in an incredibly stressful and busy environment at the moment that's sapping your energy. But at the same time, I feel that emotionally you're becoming more fulfilled. You feel somehow alive again, those of you who are healthy and well. I do get a vibe here also for a sense of one or two Taurians actually being in a wheelchair, and I'm feeling your frustration because you definitely want to get out as much as you can, and it feels like there are twists and turns to getting you out. So you may be undergoing some changes connected to help that you're being given, connection to the authorities. Okay, now we have some clarifying cards here. So I can say to you that you've got a plan. You're pretty down to earth. and you're quite good at helping other people, especially when it's coming to their finances. You can draw up a plan and you do stick to budgets. You like nice things as well, by the way. I can see that you have, to some extent, expensive tastes, shall we say, but at the same time, you still budget, so maybe you're good at finding bargains. But your home feels normally like it would be a lively and sociable place. And I feel right now you're approaching the world with that sense of inner optimism, of go with the flow. And let's just see what happens. Let's just go with the flow. Let's not dig our heels in and become too stubborn. No, not at this point, Taurus. No, that's not what you're doing. You're going with the flow. I also feel at the end of it, there's a holiday that you're planning, and when you finally get there, it's going to be such a relief. Such a relief. But that is a bit of a way off. In fact, this holiday might even take you towards the end of the year into next year. But it feels well earned when it comes. Very well earned. I talked about getting married earlier, and some of you, I feel, will be making that commitment. It could literally be that there's only 3 of you there at the occasion, that there are no guests. But the commitment's already been made, so to speak. It's already there. So this would just be a seal of the deal, so to speak. So I feel some of you Taurians will not mind making that commitment in private and celebrating at some later stage. It looks to me like if you have made any approaches to property, thinking about buying and selling and so on and so forth, I feel at this present moment April could still actually hold positivity for you with regards to house buying more than selling. It looks to me that some of you are out to find a deal, or to find a property that is best value for money, and I think you're going to go for it and take advantage of the timing. So I hope that helps you a little bit, Taurus, and gives you some sort of a guideline, and I hope that you'll come and visit my site again, my channel again, and until then, well, bye for now. Ooh, bye for now.